Okay. What did we cover so far? Any recap that I can give me?
Yeah, so far we have covered what is the basics of Terraform, 4 stages of Terraform, how to use Git,
Okay.
Terraform stages of Terraform, how to use GitLab, basics of GitLab commands.
GitLab and Git commands.
Git commands.
GitLab repository.
Yeah, and introduction about what is the role of a DevOps engineer.
Okay. Also, did you get a chance to look at the video that I posted yesterday?
Yeah.
Okay. From there,
Yeah.
what? Yeah. Sorry. Go ahead, Divya.
Go ahead, please.
Okay. From there, what is the understanding you have with respect to DevOps? What is the first and most important activity DevOps engineer will do?
Create an infrastructure.
Correct. So if this is clear, then I think we are in the right track. So creating the infrastructure is the first task. Okay. And what else we have seen so far?
We have GitBash CLI. We have seen.
Oh, okay. We have seen.
GitBash and CLI. GitBash.
GitBash.
CLI. What is
Okay.
what CLI will play the role?
AWS CLI. Or simply CLI interface. Okay. What else did we cover?
SDLC. What is SDLC?
The key components that is required for the DevOps engineer to create, like compute, resource,
Okay.
network
The
connection.
key resources for the server. Server, right? For a server. That means running a service. That is network, compute, storage, and database. Okay. What else?
Basics of what is a server cluster.
Okay. What are servers? How to create clusters? Okay. So we also saw the authentication mechanism. Correct? What is the kind of authentication we'll do for the passwordless? What is the passwordless authentication mechanism? SSH key.
SSH.
Correct?
Yes.
What is the AWS CLI authentication? Based on
Access and
key, access and secret key.
Secret key.
Okay. Any other stuff we saw?
And we have seen about the comments, like basic comments, how we will use in GitBash.
Linux commands.
Linux comments.
Linux commands. And VI editor commands. We also covered
Architecture of Terraform.
Yeah, architecture of Terraform.
And what are the different blocks in Terraform in its HashiCorp language?
Correct. Exactly. I was about to say that. Good. So we have covered Terraform code blocks. So far, what did we do? I'll probably go a little down. So far, what did we do on Windows machine? We used the interface called GitBash. Correct? You write Terraform code and using git commands, we pushed it to GitLab repository, and then from here manually running /deploy.sh, we create resources in AWS. Correct? Any doubts on this?
Nothing so far.
Yeah. So from GitBash, the Terraform scripts, that is .tf files, we ran the Terraform deploy.sh script to create resources in a manual way. That means it is an automation, I agree. But are we, are we really satisfying the DevOps role here? Are we really fulfilling the DevOps role? Say, for example, you are updating your resources in Terraform. So when I say resources, it means anything which is in the AWS cloud is called resources. It could be EC2, it could be S3, it could be or EBS, it could be any service, right? When I say resources, it is nothing but a sub-service in AWS cloud. So how do we create or modify the existing resources in AWS? Is it a manual way or is it an automated way?
It's a
We
manual
must
so far.
do in automation.
No. What are we currently doing? Is
So
it
far,
in,
we are doing it in a manual way. We have to go to that file, main.tf, then there we have to update if we want to create resources or change anything.
manual way of running the pipeline, running the script? Correct?
Mhm.
What script are we running? Deploy.sh.
Deploy.sh.
We are not running it in an automated way. No automated runs. Correct? Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What is the purpose of DevOps? Automate even a small piece of work. So what we need to do now, we have to introduce CI/CD. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What is the tool that can be used for CI/CD? That
GitLab.
is, yeah, GitLab-ci. We call it as GitLab-ci. GitLab-ci. So GitLab-ci is specifically for configuring and running pipelines. So when we say pipeline, what exactly is meant by pipeline? What is pipeline? Any clue from you?
You divide a major task into subtask. I'm telling the general meaning of pipeline. Divide a major task into subtask and try to solve the independent ones first and give the input of those to the next stage.
Correct. Basically, running different stages. Running different stages without manual intervention. Without manual intervention. Correct. So it will have stages, jobs, and it will have other parameters. What are those parameters? It can be variables and keywords. Apart from that, the interface which is used for execution. What do you mean by interface used for execution? Any understanding on that?
No idea.
Okay. See, we are pushing our code to GitLab. So, which is nothing but a server.
I hope
We
it's
are able.
GitLab CLI, Shankar.
No, it's not GitLab CLI. It'll be a. Okay, I'll just come to the point. GitLab has CLI, that is different case, but GitLab CLI is not the interface in which your pipeline will be executed, your job will be executed. So you have a GitLab server, you have your GitLab CI, that is another service provided by GitLab. So where do you normally run your jobs in your local machine? It is GitBash, right?
Yes.
GitBash on Windows.
Hmm.
Now we are on the GitLab server. We are pushing our code to GitLab. We want to have an automated trigger. Right? Whenever there is a push, I want to run the pipeline. Correct? Is the requirement clear? First of all.
Yeah.
So whenever I want to push some changes to GitLab using the git command, I want to trigger the pipeline and run the pipeline stages. What is it required in this case? You require a machine, right? Machine which is connected to your server or which is connected to your GitLab CI system. Otherwise, you cannot run the pipeline or you cannot run the jobs.
Yes,
Isn't it?
yes. Agreed, Shankar. Yes.
Okay. Do you have any doubts on this?
Nothing so far.
No. So this machine can be a VM in GitLab itself or VM in AWS, right? Or it can be a container. Container is also kind of a VM. So what GitLab does is it uses container, Docker container. It spins up a Docker container. It spins A Docker container runs a pipeline and kills container. What is the purpose of Docker or container? So we may have to have a little bit intro and then a deep understanding of what is container. Container is built on,
Lightweight.
yeah, it is a lightweight. Yeah. What else?
Run operating system. I mean, you can use it to host operating systems.
Yeah, basically it's a lightweight operating system which can run a particular service, right? Say for example, HTTP service, a simple web service. So that, say, what do we do normally on the VM also? We will run a particular service. That is the purpose of having a VM. That is nothing but you make it as a server. If the same thing is possible on a small lightweight container operating system, why do we go for VM? See, VM is anyways at the high level. So without VM, you cannot run a container. But instead of running services directly on the VM, you create container, small containers, whatever is required for you, and then run your application. So that you are effectively utilizing the resources. So you can run container 1, container 2, like that. You can run multiple containers. So every service is totally separate. That means there is no connection between this and this service. There is no connection between this and this service unless you create a connection. That is why it is called lightweight and isolated. So none of the containers does not know the other container is running. That's how it is isolated. So two things are very important: lightweight and it is isolated. Clear? Any questions?
Yeah.
Shankar, I'm getting, but like a little confusing on the part of VM service and those things.
See, I'll just quickly recap. Just try to listen carefully. Any server or anything that we deploy in the internet, which is the purpose is running as a server. For that, you require at least minimum of VM. So when we say server, it is nothing but a service is running. For example, you think about a restaurant. If the restaurant is not servicing, that means the restaurant is closed. Similarly, if a VM is there, the service is not running, that means that server is down. Accordingly, see, we don't want to go for a virtual machine to run a particular service because we have a well advanced system which is called container operating system, which is lightweight, which is isolated, which can run. Using that, you can run multiple containers on a single VM. So you can make your VM to a multiple server. That means VM can host multiple services on a single machine. Instead of you running one single service on a virtual machine, you start containers and run multiple services. So your single VM becomes multiple server.
Okay.
We'll do a deep dive on containers a little later, but we have to look into containers in the GitLab-ci itself, because whatever pipeline that we are running, that is going to run on container, which is on a Docker container.
Okay.
So our pipeline will be using this interface. Which interface it will use? Docker container
Docker
interface.
container. Shankar,
What is the
sorry to
name?
interrupt. One doubt here. So when we are working on single VM and like we are splitting, means there is no performance will break here, Shankar, when we are running multiple containers.
Okay. That's a good question. See, I'll answer you this way. Just let me know whether you're clear. Say you have a real-time exam. You have a 30-40 site, right? What can you build on this? You can probably build a single home. Say you have a 30-40 site. What can you build? You can build a single house. What else can you build?
Kitchen.
Think it is a 60-40 site. You can build probably a 2
beach.
You can build probably 6 or 12 small flats. Correct? You think you are not utilizing the resources properly, or is there a performance issue? In this case, this is physical machine. This is a VM. Okay, you are building a physical machine and you are building a VM like that. I mean, the same space. You're trying to split it into multiple
So we are utilizing properly. We are utilizing in a proper manner. Can I consider like this?
Yeah, you are basically trying to split the resources into multiple parts, and you are trying to effectively use it.
Okay, effectively, yes.
And there is definitely not going to be a performance issue, because if you are on a single individual house also, it is the same thing. But only thing is you are not utilizing the resources effectively, because you can probably build 30 to 40 houses, but you are building only one single house. Okay.
Yeah.
When it comes to probably the same thing, you are building a hotel. I mean, where you can have, say, for about 300 rooms, you can build, like with a 10-story building. Okay. What happens in this case? Are you going to lose the performance? Where you will build only a single room with the basic amenities to stay for a day or two instead of building the complete house. This is like your Docker container. The purpose is only stay. Right? End of the day, what do you want to have? A proper rest, a deep sleep, and probably take bath and then go to your office the next day. You don't need to build a home, right? In order for you to stay for 2 days or 3 days. Am I making it clear?
Yes, Shankar, yes.
Divya, any questions for you?
No questions.
Basically, we are trying to run only the required service here. Whereas in the physical machine and virtual machine, we are trying to build everything. The whole and sole intent is only running the service and making the service accessible to the outside world, so that the server is accessible for outside people. The same thing which is happening in the container, which is Docker container is equivalent to a hotel room, which serves only the purpose, where you can have a peaceful rest and go to your office the next day. So like that, Docker container, again, it is ephemeral in nature. There is a word called ephemeral. That means it can be killed or stopped anytime. So you have to do a container orchestration. That is where Kubernetes comes into picture. So all these things we'll see later. But at the high level, your GitLab runner, GitLab runner is a Docker container. Any doubts on this? Any clarity is required? I'm going back to this. little bit about. Okay, can you all clearly see this picture?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you as a person, you are using Git commands, you are pushing the changes to the GitLab repository, and GitLab server will have GitLab-ci service, which will run the pipeline based on the stages that you mention in your gitlab-ci.yml file. So dot gitlab-ci.yml file. This is a entry point for your pipeline. And once it reads the gitlab-ci.yml file, it understands that it has to run it on a machine, which is nothing but your GLab runner, GitLab runner. Okay. This GitLab runner will take care of your stages. Stage is nothing but it's a sequence of, or it is each stage will be executed as a job. Because every job will have some output, something similar to init produces only the plugins, plan provides only the idea, apply actually does apply to the change, apply the changes to the AWS account. Okay, is all clear right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
So is this entire process called pipeline from the point of trigger till the last job is executed?
Can you repeat?
Is this entire process called pipeline from the point where a trigger is made and everything is executed until the last stage of the Terraform pipeline, Terraform stages is executed?
See, okay. See, the entire process is called a CI/CD. Entire process is called CI/CD. Whereas only the execution part is called pipeline. So in the CI/CD trigger, you will have a trigger, you will have a pipeline, you will have other results. I mean, the whatever say artifacts or the resources that are created in AWS cloud that are those are a result of a pipeline, right? Everything is part of CI/CD. Pipeline is only about running the jobs, running the stages.
Okay, got it.
Okay. Okay. What I'll do is I'll ask you to create a .gitlab-ci.yml file simply with no stages, or you can simply put stages inside and then do a git push. So what you are supposed to do is, I'll just quickly tell you. You are going to create, you are going to go to CD, my default VPC. You already have this folder, right? Go there, just do a vi space dot gitlab-ci.yml. Just put a few things inside. Variables, stages. Just put that in the file and do a git push. And then go to project and go to build and go to pipelines. Okay, you can probably share a screen, Divya. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Good enough. Can you just do a cat of .gitlab-ci.yml file? Cat .gitlab-ci.yml. Yeah, tab should work. Yeah. Okay. Variables and stages. Okay. Keep it in the proper indentation. Just one small change. Keep the proper indentation because variables and stages are at the same. Yeah, correct. Now we can save this file.
Yeah, I forgot what did we use last time when it showed that auto CRLF.
Oh, is that okay? That's okay for now. It is okay. You can continue with the.
I can skip that.
Yeah, you can skip it. You can make it the bigger screen. Your GitBash. Make it full
Directly
screen.
do a git push.
Yeah, you have to do a git add, git commit, and then git push.
I have done the git add dot.
Yeah, after that you need to do a git commit. So commit, no, git commit space -m. So close this. Do a control C, use up arrow, git commit -m, git commit space -m. So commit is something like saving it to your local repository. Put adding CI.yml file. Yeah. Enter. After that, you do a git push. Do one thing before doing a git push. Can you go to GitLab repository on the console? GitLab account. Yeah. Go to your projects. My default VPC. Yes. But couple of other things like creating variables. Can you quickly show whether your variables is created in your GitLab group, Divya? If you go to GitLab account, because I need to know what exactly the points everyone is missing. On the top GitLab icon, and click on groups. Select groups, select DevOps. After that, go to settings on the left hand side, settings and CI/CD. Settings, CI/CD. You will see variables, runners, pipeline, and things like that. Here we are supposed to create variables for our access key, secret key, and default region. Okay, I'll send instructions today. If you probably watch the machine setup or DevOps machine setup videos, you will be able to get that done also. But it is a pretty simple one. If not, we'll do it during the class tomorrow.
Sure, sure.
I think I would ask you to look at the video which says how to create a new repository.
Okay, sure.
Okay, that link is there in the list of videos. Create new repo, create new GitLab repository. That you should refer to it and create your my default VPC GitLab repository.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Shekhar, that is
Thank you.
that 7 video is uploaded, right? There only, right, Shekhar?
Yes.
Okay.